I forgot how superhuman a hero
You
was.
remember when Zax was getting into the chair on the bridge? He jumps up like there's
Yeah.
like no gravity and floats for a bit before getting down.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are here today with the penultimate recording of the show. Which is to say, we're recording 2 episodes today, which will lead us into next recordings, episode 49. And I think I've got extra stuff scheduled for that in lieu of having a second episode.
I think there's some extras, yes.
Well, no. The element I've already covered. We're not doing Operation Meteor because 1, my copy of that is not translated, and 2, it is just going to be mostly clip show, and 4-episode clip show, an hour a pop. I'd rather just get into Gundam below if we're going to get there. So I've written that one off. No, I think there is, not to play my hand here, there is a Gundam Evolve episode for Gundam Wing, and there's a Gundam Seed episode for Evolve that we never did, so figured why not get that back to back in there.
Makes a good comparison too.
Well, I mean, the element that Gundam Seed's still going on the YouTube side, so it'd be, hey, by the way, we're a year older than we were when we finished the show. So,
yeah.
But the element we weren't touching, Gundam Evolve, and then I had to get all the Gundam Evolve stuff for Universal Century Gundam because that's where most of it's at. So I have it. Why not?
In last episode, Trey's challenge Sex to a duel. Now let's finish it. It's like, fuck you, have a big gun.
I appreciate we both also just refused to call him Miliardo.
Yeah. I mean, we already have at least one channel, one video in this channel where everybody has multiple names. So going back to from Miliardo, Peacecraft to Sex to the Lightning Count to
Sex Marquise is the Lightning Count.
Yeah, Sex Marquise. So yeah, all the names of Sex.
I mean, to be fair, that's just 2 names. There's characters in Maodozushi that have like 4 names. So
they have the original name, they have the family name, they have the courtesy name,
and sometimes they just get an additional name.
And they have titles too.
Lanzan's additional name is like a titled name, like Lan Huajin or something like. I can't remember. It's an H name.
Yuan? No.
I can't remember. This is not the Maodozushi. I don't think anybody is coming here from Gundam Wing knowing anything about Maodozushi. So
no, yeah. Just
that's a Venn diagram that is not connected.
Yeah, it's 2 different pages in completely 2 different books. I was like, here's our Maodozushi book, here's our Gundam book, and in the section of the Gundam book we have Gundam Wing, and they're like, no.
You gotta imagine that's some sort of like detective mystery thing. The Venn diagram on 2 different pages of the book, but if we turn the page, it's 1 for 1.
It's translucent. Oh shit!
Yeah. It's whatever you call that paper.
Page, otherwise, otherwise you wouldn't be able to see it. It's like, well, just 2 circles. What? I don't get it. Yeah.
All right. Well, again, back into this. Then we come back with notes and a board. Let's go ahead and look at the board real quick. Where my abbreviated board changelog is that I connected Hildy to Relina with a green line.
Yeah, I have a note about that. Because nobody dies. I mean, Lady Un was already back, and she's alive, which I also have a note.
Yeah, on the board, all I had was like a question mark on her face, and I deleted that before.
So, without further ado, let's start with the notes. I don't have a lot of notes, but I do have some. Episode 45, The Signs of the Final Battle. The signs, not the final battle. We haven't gotten there yet. We're just getting to the signs of the final battle. So, the mobile dolls, the same ones that failed to defeat the Gundams, even with Dorothy at the helm, are going to do what now? Because that's Quince, say Quince, but it's Quince.
I mean, I got a note about that too, but the element is I don't think he's wrong. I think Dorothy's the one that's wrong.
Well, he sends them and they fail, so it's like,
yeah. I'll skip ahead. Dorothy saying it's pointless to attack the Peace Million because you can't beat the Gundams with mobile dolls is also just vision. What the fuck did I... Visionless, maybe? I don't know what the hell I meant. The Gundams constantly have to run back to the Piece Million for R&R, repair, resupply, etc. Take out the Piece Million and they have nowhere to go for those things. They'd be left high and dry to attrition and exhaustion.
Yeah,
Quince says
but
attack the Piece Million. He doesn't say attack the Gundams. The Gundams are the defense for the Piece Million. I would argue with numbers alone, you could overwhelm the Gundams if they only target the Piece Million.
it didn't work.
It didn't work because it didn't happen.
I mean, there was an attack on the Piece Million.
Yeah, that was before, though. That's not this. That's not what happens here.
They didn't, yeah. They went after Hilde instead of going after the Piece Million. Why can't they talk it over? Because this is Gundam will need a final battle. That's Dorothy talk. That's really Nest saying to Dorothy, "Hey, but my brother can talk to Trace and this." I was like, "Well, no. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a big battle over it, unless a sudden third faction shows up and, you're trying to bring peace. We're going to attack you both," which could happen. But
well, yeah, but I mean, we still got to have Dorothy doing Dorothy stuff. I mean, Verlina.
Yeah.
We still have to have Verlina doing Verlina stuff. All right. The note that I was talking about the last couple of days, I was looking at previous episodes' reaction we did to this show, where I was talking about Dorothy, and was just reminded that I mentioned she was 15. Dorothy recently brought up how she played with Zex and Trace when they were kids. They are all relatively the same age. I had to look this up. Verlina was born on After Colony 180, so her and Dorothy are the same age. Zex was born 176, so he's 19. Trace was born 171, so he's 24. I don't know what age being a kid is. Say, childhood to preteen, 6 to 12? In which case, say 12-year-old Trace is playing with his friends, 7-year-old Zex and 3-year-old Dorothy? You start forming memories at 3, she'd barely remember that. There is no age range in which all of them can be kids at the same time either. I mean, imagine Zex is the middle kid here. At 12 years old, he's hanging out with 17-year-old Trace and 8-year-old Dorothy. There's always going to be one member of the group whose age is oddly inappropriate.
Yeah, I suppose so, but I mean, it's also we're all from very rich and powerful families, so we all hang out together kind of scenario. So playing as kids could be shorthand for that.
Again, a 17-year-old hanging out with an 8-year-old. Apparently Dorothy's parents aren't that rich. Because, couldn't find any kids of her own age. Had to hang out with Trace. Or can you imagine, Trace's parents must not have been that rich. 17-year-old Trace has to hang out with or 12-year-old Trace has to hang out with a 3-year-old.
It's more of like they visit each other's families. Like
no, she says we played together. I'm taking this off of what Dorothy says. You're inferring I'm using her words.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the argument I feel like you should make, if you're going to make an argument, is that she misunderstood. But if we take it at face value, because there's no other value to take, because no one else is proffering anything about this, Zex doesn't even, you didn't understand what was going on, Dorothy. Like, he didn't say anything. Yeah. Trace never says anything. So, taking her on face value, Trace was playing with a 3-year-old when he was 12. Not like I'm babysitting, playing with. Trace really took a long time to figure out those blocks. He set them up, and then a bird flew by, and
he shot it.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make there's always gonna, and no matter how you organize this, by which kid is the one who's the focus point, because again, they all have to be kids by her definition. So 6 to 12.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody outside of that circle. It's always going to be a teenager hanging out with a preteen and a fucking child, or an adult hanging out with a preteen.
I mean, I remember my family reunions, but
again, we're not talking family here, though. These are 3 unrelated people.
Yeah.
And again, also, not for nothing, we know Zex got taken out of the rich kid club pretty early.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why it should be a play date between rich people. I mean, we know he got taken out. There's no reason why he had a butler that he would fence with. Oh, I guess that must have been before the family got taken out. So I guess if you took it at that, what did he look like? 6, 7? When he was
Probably a
fencing
little
with,
older.
I'll say Pedro. His name's not Pedro. When he was fencing with, I don't know how I keep
Pagan.
forgetting his name. Pagan, yeah.
Pagan.
When he was fencing with Pagan, he looked like what, 6, 7? Sorry, I'm not even doing that as a
Cool.
meme. I keep forgetting that kids today are fucking annoying. Kids today, kids always are fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Was he 6 or another number following that number?
Yes. I think it was a little older than that.
Wait, you thought he was 9? Definitely looked really young.
Yeah.
Younger than Hero, definitely in the time frame of the flashback. Say he was 9, right? Say so. The time difference between him and Relina would be him. Well, technically Relina works too because she's the same age as Dorothy. If he's 9, then Dorothy is 5. I'm fencing. You're what? Figuring out how a toilet works?
5? No, I think.
I don't know. I'm not a parent. I'm just asking. Like, I don't know what you're figuring out
by
at
the age
5.
of 2, most kids have learned how to.
Again,
to
you
toilet,
start forming memories from like 2 to 3. That's when you literally start forming the memories that you first can remember. So I don't know what age you start learning. So like I know you start talking before you can remember.
Yeah. Toilet training is around one age.
I'm just saying, what are you learning at 5? What is the thing that 5-year-olds do that's like definitely a 5-year-old thing?
Kindergarten?
Okay, she's going to kindergarten and he's fencing his butler. Do these sound like equivalent things?
He's seen holding her in a photo when she's
I'm talking about Dorothy.
Oh, well, true.
When I said Relina, I said it works because Dorothy and Relina are the same age. So conceivably, if you think that photo is taken from the same age that he is fencing, then look at that picture as your equivalent. That's when Dorothy was the same age as he was holding Relina. But is, Trey's, who's be 5 years older than him, holding baby Dorothy at the same time? And if that is true, you can date that. Because again, he's holding her like not an infant, maybe, but like 1-year-old Relina. In which case, that would mean that he was fencing Pagan at 5 years old.
I think it's older than that.
You said that Dorothy he's holding a baby Relina. So if she's 1, he's only 4 years older than his sister, so he would be 5. So if you believe that picture is the same age he is when he's fencing Pagan, he's beating Pagan fencing in 5 years old.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works.
Surrender, Pagan. I've got watercolors next.
Again,
it's that realm of stuff that must have happened. It's always insane when you think of the world.
Yeah. Next point. Talking about Dorothy. Dorothy spots Hilda but says nothing, and then I assume Hilda, who infiltrated the Libra, just casually stops to talk to Relina because she said Hero's name out loud. These are not plot hammers. These are plot anvils.
Well, I'll hit you with my follow-up. Hildy's little 4-minute adventure in the Libra was like 40 minutes of the Rogue One movie. Anyways, why did Dorothy just walk away from Relina to leave her to wander so that Hildy could make contact? I get that Dorothy has no idea about Hildy, but why was she just leaving Relina in the hangar to do nothing? Like, obviously in the world of X has to happen so that Y can happen, Dorothy has to walk away so that Hildy has the opportunity to walk up. Dorothy has no reason to walk away or just leave Relina behind. So it's like, why is this happening?
Because, like I said, plot anvil.
Again, in the Ryan George universe, because the movie has to happen.
Yeah. We need to make a movie. Well, like we have like 4 or 5 episodes to deal with this. Talking about Hilde. Hilde, what's your name? Total name of a very famous in-universe personality, Hilde. Doesn't sound like anybody I know. Bye.
I mean, to be fair, she's just in the colony doing like colony backwater shit. No one reacts to Hiro Yui's name. even though he was
Yeah,
very
no, but
extremely, sorry, I was watching a like top 5 things you might not know about Gundam Wing video the other day. Did you know Hiro Yui, not the famous guy, the new famous guy, the Gundam pilot, his
yeah,
parents apparently were assassins, the ones that killed old Hiro Yui.
yeah.
Yeah, the stuff from the, that's the only one that stuck with me. Like the other 5, I think one of them I already knew, which was about Troa, and the other 3 just didn't stick in my head. I just like, oh, I didn't know that about Hiro Yui's parents. Also, they sound like a much better story than this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like spy assassins who killed the leader of the peace group and had a kid and they died. And I was like, that could be an actual fucking movie. So Trey's plan was to ship tons of people up to MO2 to form a defensive line against Libra's approach. But question, why is Libra approaching? If it can fire a beam from where it is and strike the Earth with the strength to destroy a mountain, what good is, oh god, fuck me. What good is place people in the these are 3 a.m. notes. Blame my brain. Not me, just the brain. What good is place people in the path of destruction that themselves have no ability to protect against? You either need to be on the offensive to take the beam out, or the shooty beam thing.
Shooty, yeah.
Sorry, I've
Shooty
turned
bad
into
thing, yeah.
3-year-old Dorothy all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Or be out of line of sight to not lose forces from it until you are ready. Trey's is organizing right in its path, opening its forces up to being shot at every possible moment.
Which is actually what happens. But I mean, if they're using as a staging area to launch an attack on the Libra,
No, it literally, we see it. It can fire right through the thing, and they already know
Yeah, I know,
before
but
they do that
you
it
gotta
destroys an
go
entire
somewhere.
mountain, so they know it's destructive force before they do that.
But you gotta go somewhere, right?
Yeah, the other side of the Earth. Legitimately always be on the other side of the Earth, and then when you launch, wow, circle around. We literally know Operation Meteor did it, so it's clearly possible just to launch from anywhere. Just also, not for nothing, colonies must exist all around the rotation of the Earth in different Lagrange points. Don't put the one right in front of the gun. Legitimately, this, if you want to go back to like Napoleonic War shit, like we were discussing before, they're organizing right where the artillery is hitting.
Yeah.
It's like, this is what? Yeah, what was
Let's
it? The Orange Prince?
Yeah.
It was like the Orange Prince. I can't remember what it was. I'm thinking back to Sharp again.
Yeah, the Orange Prince, yeah.
Dude, yeah. Form square, you always form square. He's the guy who just told them to form lines.
My next point then. Dorothy, you should do X, Quince. Quince, I'm in charge and we will not do that, child. Proceed to do the thing. Me, I guess we know who really is in charge around here.
Well, no, I think it was more an element that he's saying that he's in charge. He didn't say they're not going to do it. He's saying, I give the orders here. Now do that thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's like somebody say, oh, you should do this. I'm not going to listen to you. You're a child. I give the orders around here. Oh, by the way, just do what she said.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's still a good idea regardless, but you have to establish the fact that you are the first person in command here.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you're going to set everyone up to just following what she says. And at some point, you might disagree, and you have to establish, hey, I'm the authority. So you got to nip it in the bud immediately. Otherwise, everyone's going to become accustomed and stop listening to you.
Yeah, but that's a thing that should have happened. Like, take it to the side or something. Like, not go like, oh, you're a child. Like, he dismissed her, and by extension, seems like she's dismissing what she's saying. But then she goes like, oh, it just sounds like,
I think ultimately, though, he's in the right. You're like, don't do this. Yeah. Like, in a normal military situation, if they were normal military, but they're not, you would like take him to the side or something, because you don't want to have a whole disrespectful situation up in here. You need to respect the authority of the rank and whatnot. But they are a terrorist organization, essentially. Like, whatever the fuck. It's like, and not for nothing, by the second episode, it pans out in his favor anyway. Restrain Dorothy. It's like, I don't know, that was a bit overboard. Don't have a note about it. That's why I'm bringing it up. You can't do this, Mr. Trace. Restrain Dorothy. She's a traitor. It's like, well, I mean, not really, but okay.
Yeah.
You're setting her up to betray you later, but whatever.
But it's like, I mind you, one of the guys going in the controls, like, about to, set the launch is like, you should do this. And if somebody turned to him, go like, because I think again, it could have been written much better. They turned to him and go like, "Sir, are we going to do that?" It's like, "Yes, do it."
Well, the
That
problem
would have been
there is
much
that
better,
they
right?
didn't hire any other voice actors, so
Yeah,
it
so
would have been
that would be
somebody who
better
sounds a
because
lot like either Dorothy or Quince going,
yeah,
"Sure, somebody
because
do
that would
that."
have been yeah. They're not following her orders, no matter where the suggestion comes. Ultimately,
No,
they
because
do
she
what
does
he
give
says,
orders
basically.
sometimes, and Quince doesn't say
Yeah,
anything. So it's the
yeah.
element that
So
it's
yeah,
happening too
yeah.
often for Quince's. Quince is the guy who was in
Taste
charge. Cans, if you're listening in
game.
English. Cans is
Yeah,
often like, well, not often like, Cans is the guy who was in charge and then found another guy to be in charge and then decided, not two people.
yeah,
I needed somebody more charismatic to be in charge. Not you,
yeah.
little girl. Whose petulant child is this? Or whatever the
Dead
One
grandpa.
Punch Man joke was.
Yeah,
All right, here's for the note. That's not going to mean anything to you, mostly. Let me preload an image because I got two of them. I was wrong about Duo's chess move. I said he had moved his pawn to e4 because of how the camera looks when we focus on Troa, but that pawn was already there. I spent about 15 minutes going back over each perspective of the board to try and figure out the placement of the pieces before Wu Fei makes a move for Duo, and I'm fairly certain this is what it was. To me, this is pretty dumb. Duo's bishop is 2 moves from putting Troa in check, but with no real follow-up other than the bishop being defended by the knights. If he had moved his d2 pawn, it could be possible to checkmate in 4 moves, but again, unlikely. Anyways, Wu Fei comes in and changes the board to this. Pawn f2 to f4. You know, I beat most people I know in real life at chess. Not saying I know everything, or even that I'm very good. I'm a big fish in a very tiny pond. I say that because that would be a useless move to me. As Duo, I just said what I'd likely do if I was playing the board. I will say, I set this board up on Lead Chess and asked it to suggest the next move, and it did exactly what Wu Fei did. So, don't know what to say for that. On one hand, Wu Fei is a mobile doll, I guess, doing what the AI says. On the other, I see no benefit to the move. More so, Troa calls it an excellent play, and Wu Fei notes that offense is better than defense. Or offense is the best defense, which isn't really what he did. If he wanted to attack, g4 to h5 was right there. Take a pawn, Troa would take that pawn with his bishop or rook, and if Duo was an idiot, he'd take that with his queen and lose his queen to the remaining bishop or rook. Going offense with no regard to anything else will cost you everything. I used to love chess.
yeah.
I would still
That
play.
just
The problem
went
is the
all.
last time I played chess was multi-dimensional chess with Griffin. You ever played that one?
Huh?
Obviously not, you don't play chess. Have you ever seen that
I've
one?
tried to play. No.
It's a 4-dimensional chess where you have a chessboard, and then when you make a move, another chessboard appears. It's like a
Mm.
what do you call it? Temporal line of chessboards, so that you can actually take a piece and go backwards in time. So like Terminator back a piece, and that creates a different timeline of chessboards, and you are playing all chessboards at the same time. So if you lose on any chessboard, you've lost the entire game. So you got to keep track of every chessboard and every timeline of chessboard. You have like, I think me and Griffin, we get to like 7 different timelines of chessboard. And also, you can take pieces from a different timeline and go to parallel dimensions. Multi-dimensional chess. It's a different example of, 4D chess in Star Trek.
Mhm.
That's like
Yeah.
4-dimensional chess. This is multi-dimensional chess. Yeah, Griffin
Yeah.
would beat me at
That's
that all the time. Mostly, I think, because I didn't really understand the what do you call it, in game design, the not the UI, but like the functionality. There was sometimes like it would appear that like I could make a move, and then I can't figure out why the game is telling me I can't make that move.
okay.
Well, because it'd be like, okay, if you're going back in time, your piece gets reduced by 1 space of movement that they would normally be able to make. So it's like, okay,
Mhm.
knight can go 1 forward or 2 to the side and 2 to the side, or 2 forwards and 1 to the side. in any given direction, and it's like, okay, well, I reduced it down here, so I should be able to move this, and with that, I should be able to take out his queen 4 boards back in time. Why can't I? So
She lost 3 of your moves.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm giving you an example of, I was like, I didn't declare what the queen was in this example. I'm just saying that it would seem to me that I should be able to do a thing, and the game is not telling me why I can't do it. Because it would also end up like, you understand that the queen is the most powerful piece in chess, right? It would also be a thing that we would like just move all of our queens to one timeline. So there would just be a board with like 7 queens on it or something, like going after a king. It's like, shit, I've got to win in the past before he beats me in the 3rd parallel universe. You can make chess a very interesting game.
Sure. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that, just...
Well, I mean, among classic board games, definitely better than checkers, obviously. Better than Chinese checkers, clearly. I don't know about Go because I've never studied Go, other than the fact of watching people play Go.
I seen Choji, but don't understand it.
Oh no! Yeah, I think I've been backwards. Wait, is Go the flip pieces one where you put them on a grid? If so, I know how to play Go. If that's Go.
No, I think that's Choji.
If it's Shoji, I know how to play that. Then, obviously, if you had a Chinese checker set, you could play it. Well, no, actually, you couldn't. I think there's the flippable Chinese checker set would also have because they would just use different color marbles to represent the things, and they would have little dips in the line, so you just put them, so that I understand. I don't know I'm any good at that, but I've played that. I
played Chinese checkers. Well, what they call Chinese checkers.
No, not Chinese checkers, shoji.
Shoji. No, not shoji. No.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's simple. It's simple, but it is deceptively complex. There's a reason why there's masters of that game, and it's like, oh, just flipping pieces over. Well, no, there's a strategy, and the element that you don't have to put pieces next to each other all the time, so you have to, how big the board is, set things up ahead of time. It's like the people that say there's no way to win tic-tac-toe. There are strategies to tic-tac-toe. And somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, you can easily beat a tic-tac-toe game. No, I was right. Go is the game I was talking about. Shoji must be the other one. Shoji must be the more complicated game, because Go is the one where you put the little pieces down and you flip them.
It's Shogi. I say Shoji, but because it's
Shoji Tabuchi from that Castle TV show.
Shogi. Yeah. It's pronounced Shoji.
Yeah, Shogi. That's what I'm saying. I think
it's with a G now, but in
I know I just spelled it for you when I said with a G. Shogi. I'm saying that's the game that is, I think, more complicated than chess that I don't know how to play. Yeah, I know you can't see it. I already had it Googled up. That's how I know how it's spelled. I'm saying that's the game that's more complicated than chess, as far as I understand it, that I have no idea how to play, that I would be interested at some point, maybe, learning how to play it, but chess was my game of choice. But you watch enough anime, you see people playing shogi. Or Go. I think that was the thing, that it took the AI longer to beat a master Go player than it did to beat a master chess player, because Go is a more complicated game than chess. I know nothing about an AI trying to beat anyone at shogi.
I did play a lot of Chinese checkers when I was a kid, at least a 2-on-1, basically.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I don't find Chinese checkers to be that interesting. Chinese checkers is essentially the part of checkers. I know what Chinese checkers is. You don't have to link it to me. Like, oh, you want me to have a graphic for later? I'm just saying that Chinese checkers, to me, is the part of checkers that I don't like. Which is the you have to jump rule. When I learned checkers, I didn't play with you have to jump a piece if it's a viable jump. So you could set up, or, the element that the other guy could set up a thing that will get your pieces. Oh no, I have to jump here, which opens up a all the way through. No, thank you. Of course, back in school, I would also play with Jump Your Own Man as a rule.
Yeah.
Because that way you set your own
Anyway.
pieces up all the way across. I don't know. I guess it's a little column A, little column B. And, Chinese checkers is essentially Jump Your Own Man and Force Jump Rule all in one.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Check us out on our new channel.
Well, I'm going to continue with this. My last note on episode 45. You know what? I'm not going to question how or why Duo saw Hero and throw his faces on those mobile dolls. I'm letting it go.
Because they're moving the same way that they do.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, you know what? Don't care. I'm going to make a note of it, but I'm not going to question it.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't question. I think that's the thing, because the Gundams are essentially them, right? So if you got used to how, say, 01 moved... By the way, this is stupid as fuck. Anyway, I think I pointed this problem out in Gundam Seed. The element that a different mobile suit should move differently because it has different, jet vectors and everything like that. They should be completely differently designed to move differently. Because each one of them is their own design. I granted they're all based off of different things, but if the Tall Geese is the inspiration for the Leo, the Tall Geese fucking moves in completely different ways than the Leo moves.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't be able to, oh no, that thing's moving exactly like Hero does. Hero, in the super advanced mobile suit that has a lot more maneuverability, because if that's the case, and he could move extremely advanced in that thing, then he must be really dragging ass in the other one.
Yeah.
That, or he was really overclocking that one. And it just doesn't apply. It is real stupid, but the point stands. Similar maneuverability. The colonies gave in to their will to fight. Wasn't it just 2 episodes ago that Zex was touting the pacifist nature of the colonies as superior to the people of Earth? I think the writers try to push their high-minded philosophical talking points and forget who said them or when, so it becomes a mix-mash of people saying things that don't align with their own pre-described worldviews.
Yeah. Empty philosophizing, just talking for talking's sake.
Because nothing has changed between when he said that thing and this thing. So there's been no character.
I'm going to support the colonies. We're going to destroy humanity because it's the source of all the wars. Because the colonists have... I said that they armed themselves. They put guns and stuff on their stuff. So yeah, they were armed. So they were not that peaceful to begin with.
It should have been a different character that said the first thing, and then it has to be Zex that says this thing. It doesn't make sense either because of Zex's previous thing about nation boundaries and whatnot. But it has to be Zex here because we put Zex into a hologram room and doing a thing. So it has to be Zex because it doesn't make sense to... I see you've met me, and it's Quinn's just... It doesn't make sense. Or maybe Dorothy, but there would be no reason to have Relina and Hero there. So it has to be Zex that says it. Maybe they wrote themselves into a corner. Maybe that's the thing. Zex has to be the one that says this. Oh, no. I guess technically you could have Trace say this. Not on the thing. Zex could have a whole different conversation. But when Trace is there in his Tall Geese Mark 2? 3?
Mark 2, yeah, 2. Yeah, Tall Geese Mark 2.
When he's there to Tall Geese 2, and he's standing out there looking at the battlefield and everything, then he could say the colonies have given into their will to fight, and it would make perfect sense for him to say that.
Yeah, they're not that different, basically different. They're not that different from us. You're making a claim that they're superior, but hey, when we gave them a choice to arm themselves, they took it. So
I'm just saying it makes sense for him to say. The element, though, is the scene that they've written. Zex has to be the one that says it, and it doesn't fit with previous Zex statements. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's a mixed mash of worldviews of the thing I said.
It's whatever.
The thing I said back in Gundam Seed about how Gundam Seed based on OG Gundam, they took traits of multiple characters from OG Gundam, put them on a list, and then ripped the list up so each thing was just its own thing, put it into a hat, and said, okay, Mulaflaga has Hero of X Battle. Okay. And then, just put them all together in different character arrangements. They said, okay, we got all these speeches. Who's going to say what? Okay. Peace on Earth and Gotta destroy the Earth. Got it.
That's what I've been saying all along. Yeah. And the thing is, again, and I'm probably gonna be. It's gonna be the thing that I can also criticize of Seek Destiny. There's a lot of jumping the point, right? It's like, oh, here's the point. There it is. We're kind of sort of good at talk about the point, but no, we're just gonna go past it to the next thing we're gonna say. And it's like, but what about this? Doesn't matter. We're done. We just passed it.
They got
We're
us
not
5
even gonna
days a week.
discuss
They'll
it.
figure it out.
Yeah, we're not gonna discuss it. We're not even gonna point at it, right? Because at least in Sid Destiny, they're like, how about this? That's not important, but at least it's there. Here it's like, doesn't matter. I'm going to my next speech. I need to be the bad guy. I have to do. I'm gonna be the next fight. So it's gonna get in. If I start talking about I don't want to get into fights, how do I justify getting into fights? I justify it by not talking about it.
I mean, going back to a
I'm just gonna get
previous
into the fight.
talking point we had for just a moment, the element that you said you've forgotten a lot more about the show that you remembered. I remembered a lot more back and forth discussions in the middle of shit than there actually turned out to be. Like we had that thing about the bet, how much of this episode is going to be talking back and forth, and you were like 18 minutes and I said 7 minutes, and it was less than both of ours. So
yeah. Talking of which, let me see my next point. Episode 46, Millardo's Distinction. I would have bought into the whole rescue of Relina from the Libra if I thought she was in danger from the White Fang. In fact, I think Sex simply would have put her on escape route before anything got close to the Libra. Right? It's like, I never felt that she was like, oh my, she's not even a prisoner. She's just giving a guided tour because Dorothy walks
Dorothy
away.
locks the door at one point.
Yeah, because she doesn't do what Dorothy wanted, which was, shoot or try to shoot,
apparently the only person following Dorothy's whole thing is Trey's.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Trey's. It's like, okay, well, apparently you put on with the wrong side then, because everyone, to be fair, if probably she went to him, Trey's would do something disappointing too. Or Lady Young would kill her. He's my man.
Or slap her at least. Yeah. Shoot, child. Well, it depends on who Lady Young shows up, because
well, no, she's merged Lady Young right now, so I think this is the ultimate form of Lady Young. Lady Young.
Lady Young.
No, Lady Young.
Lady.
Remember, because Trey says you have to be more ladylike, and then she goes to extreme, and then she goes to the military one. So this is Lady Young.
Yeah.
All right, well, I only have one note left here. Kind of sucks that Zex had to go through this whole heart attack arc of mastering the tall geese, and the moment Trey's gets into the upgraded version, he's just perfect with it. Meaning he was always better than Zex at taking the max spec mobile suit could dish out. I imagine they didn't even think of that, though. They just put Trey's in a cool mobile suit, no thought to the whole auto Zex thing at the start of the show.
Yeah. Again, the points get forgotten. Like, oh, we're past that. Don't worry about it. That was so, 2 months ago. We don't care about that anymore. And also the fact that that's another thing. Trey's had the epyon, but gave it up. So now he has we give him a Tallgeese too, because gotta have something, right? He has to make the cool pose there, on top of the ship, like, I'm coming, right?
Am I forgetting something? Where did he get the Tallgeese from?
Don't know.
I was like, the Tallgeese was destroyed in space, and then he just shows up with the Tallgeese 2.
They just made a new one. The way they made
They
epyon.
blew up a fake Tallgeese on Earth before, right? So
no, they broke the one. No.
Because remember they made a fake Tallgeese. No, because remember they ordered him to destroy the Tallgeese, and then he faked destroying it, so he still had the Tallgeese, but he made it out of the spare parts from the Wing Zero.
It was a Zero. It was the
no. You're getting it wrong. He made the fake Tallgeese out of the spare parts from the Zero. They ordered him to destroy the Tallgeese. He maybe you're right. I don't know anymore.
I know. They were about the whole thing about that.
Pretty sure they told him to destroy the Tallgeese too, though.
The Wing 101. Wing 01 was
no. That's what I'm saying. That maybe you're right. That they made a fake Wing Zero out of the spare parts of the Wing Zero.
Right to the Tallgeese. Yeah.
But I know
And the
the Tallgeese
Tallgeese.
was destroyed in space. That's how, like he like
Yeah.
switches suits. He even apologizes to the damn thing. And not for nothing, that wasn't well, was that Trace's faction that was attacking him when it happened? We never see a scene. It's the same thing where he made the epyon. It just like comes out of nowhere.
It's there. Yeah.
So I guess if we bought into that was the test. They bought into the
Yeah.
epyon. He just fucking made it in his garage. He invented
I
the Wing
mean,
Zero system apparently himself.
yeah. Well, that one has something of an explanation because members of well, it wasn't the Oz faction, were experimenting on and testing the wings,
Yeah, but there's
the
no
zero
connection.
system.
Remember the question that I had when they're trying to find Trace.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
can't find him, although they're the ones who put him in the prison that he's in. They can't find him, but he's here. And then the Oz faction controls the base where the prison's at. So his own faction controls the prison that he's in, that the other side can't find, that put him in the prison. So who's holding who and who's in control of who? That also the place that he made the epyon. You know, it'd be like watching watching Prison Break, and they fucking made a mecha out of toilet paper rolls. And I was like, what? What happened here? I feel like we lost the track.
Yeah.
I was watching Prison Break, and suddenly this is just the Flash.
Yeah, super powerful version of the bad guy Gundam, you know, Edgelord Gundam. And like, where do you get this? Well, I mean, hey, we bought that, what's his name? Katre could make the Zero out of nowhere.
I didn't buy it. I was forced.
Yeah. Well, actually, they gave him a room to build this. So let's bring up he did the minimal requirement. Oh, let's bring up the plans. Okay. It's
3D printer. Like, it never comes back into play.
And then, I mean, these guys have, they have Star Trek technology. They have replicators and shit. That's the only way to explain this.
Well, no, it was a 3D printer. Like, we see it happening. It's just the element of it never comes back into play. Like, you could have afforded your own army. Like, not for nothing, you were rich. You could have afforded your own army. Not for nothing, you do have your own army. Could have upgraded your entire army to Wing Zeros.
Yeah.
The Magnetic Corps or whatever. You know, they could have all had Wing Zeros. But no, you just left them on Earth to do nothing.
Talking about the Tallgeese, yeah. My second note is Tallgeese 2, Electric Boogaloo. You know, it's just there.
I mean, it's my favorite one, so I wasn't like heavily complaining. It just occurred to me, it's like, did I miss something? Where is this coming from? Although, I'll be fair, I don't know how in love I am with the new color scheme.
Blue and white?
Yeah. I was going to say white and blue, but whatever.
Yeah. No, it's blue, white, and black.
It's predominantly white. That's why I would say white and blue, because like shoulder pads and some accent work, that is blue.
Yeah.
But I like the mainly white
and red
Tallgeese more.
Yeah, with some black and red accents, yeah.
I don't really black and red accents. That's probably the an effect of it's in fucking space.
No, even on Earth, they had places where like the joints and stuff like that were.
I'm talking about the Tallgeese too.
Oh no, that was blue.
We legitimately have only seen that in space. I was gonna say, if you were saying it had black highlights, the most impossible place to see them.
In fact, they seem to be extra armor pieces for protection, I guess.
It's the upgrade.
You know? Yeah. But not even that much armor anyway, so it's not like a complete cocoon or like that.
I mean, it doesn't matter how much armor it has. It gets shot, it's going to be shot. If it gets hit with a beam saber, it's going to be cut in half.
No, remember that scene where
here's the Leo fight thing. I understand, but those are invincible Leos. We've already written off that there are invincible Leos out there.
No, I'm talking about
one in every million Leos turns out to be invincible.
The fight with Sex, where he literally the duel,
fight with
it
Sex.
was him and it was Hero against Sex, Tallgeese, original Tallgeese versus Heavy Arms. Heavy Arm pulls out the sword, like he's like slapping him, blah blah.
Yeah, but the majority of times anybody gets hit with a beam saber, it cuts them.
Yeah, it plot armor. That's what it is, plot armor.
That's funny. I just saw a short, I think probably earlier this morning, about somebody reacting to the an ISD2 versus the Enterprise, and they're like, "Well, if this is a narrative thing, the Enterprise has more main characters, some plot armor." I think it was the same thing I said during Gundam Seed. This ship is filled with main characters, and the other one only has one. I think we know who's going to win. Oh, bad girl's dead. Who would have guessed?
Yeah. If you know, then. Oh yeah, you're done. You're done with
I
your notes.
legitimately said that. Yes.
Yeah, yes. I'm like, what the fuck am I? That's the only thing I'll say. Wufei, you know what? My rule should have been from the very beginning. Whatever you say, the reality is the opposite of that. Because like he says, like, oh, I thought he was so. He says something about Hero. I thought he was the sanest of us. I'm like,
oh, you're going over like when they're talking about it at the deli.
yeah, at the mess hall.
Well, it says something deli, and I just can't remember it says
Yeah,
deli, even though there's
yeah.
like literally nobody on the other
He's
side
like
of that.
he's like flexing, with the tube. Like, I thought he was the most sane of us. I'm like,
Yeah, the same
really?
scene that Duo
Cat.
says, he makes mistakes too, right? But
Yeah.
the guy who tried to kill himself twice? No way.
The guy was cackling
Only a
about
sane mind
shooting
would try
down.
to kill themselves twice.
Yeah, cackling about shooting down a shuttle. Like, I have to kill them too.
Yeah, I mean, they don't
the-
share their. I guess that's an element of developing character.
True, but
He goes from a guy who wants to
again,
kill a shuttle full of innocent people to a guy who wants those innocent people to shoot him in the face.
yeah.
Okay, so more than twice. More than twice he tries to get himself
Oh, we
killed.
don't know how many family members he went around and offered
No,
that
we
gun.
do.
We've
Remember,
only
I
saw
had a
two of
whole
them.
note. We saw
He
the
had
list.
a whole list.
Yeah, and I
He had a
counted,
whole
and then I
list.
did a whole thing about talking about how weird, or how trying to figure out Noventa's family tree. Like, does he have a lot of brothers? We know how many children Noventa himself had. So it's like
Yeah, so
2,
4, 5,
1,
5.
1, which must mean there's a bunch of branching off of brothers, or he had one kid who had other kids. So, like, I'm saying, we know the number. So it was like 17 or something like that. So
I think a single gun was like, okay, how about everybody grabs an assault rifle here, just in
again, he
case.
lands on Earth. Someone sees his face, hits the heart thing, doesn't work. That's number 1. The mission
Yeah.
accepted. By the way, did you see the pen?
No,
There was like a drawing thing in Japan for the 30th anniversary thing, and one of them was a pen that's shaped like the trigger. Mission accepted. Like, it's called mission accept or mission succeeded or something for some reason.
Yeah,
but it's just a pen. But it's like the click thing is the trigger. Anyway,
the detonator.
yeah. So anyway, that's number 2. And then I guess 17 more times where he handed a gun to a person and asked them to shoot him in the face.
Well, he survived once. He tried. He failed because he survived it, not because.
I mean, technically, since he's still in the show, he survived all of them.
Yeah, he's attempted to kill himself.
He's more machine than man.
No. He has attempted to kill himself more times than he has said that he has pulled the trigger on anyone else.
He has tried to kill himself more times than Relina has been alive in years.
Yeah. Talking about Relina and Hero. Relina gives a heartfelt speech about how she feels about Hero. Hero, yeah, whatevs. I found your brother. Let's go kill him.
Yeah, well, what's the expectation? Hero's not the most emotionally open guy.
Yeah, wants to talk to him, but really with it. Yeah.
Well, there's the conversation that he has with, well, I guess that's more Troa actually being open, back when they were in the camper van thing. Or,
playing with the dogs.
Well, yeah, there was that, though. I'm talking about, like, way back, like when Hero was unconscious for, like, 2 months. The time skip where he survived the explosion, the second suicide attempt. And then Troa, I think it was Troa. Yeah, it had to have been Troa. Because I think it was with the circus group. Was telling him about how you have to, like, listen to your emotions and shit and whatnot. But, like, no, the times he talks or thinks about Relina in his head, why can't I kill her and all that shit. He has moments of clarity. It's all mental. Like, he doesn't say it out loud.
Yeah. And those are very few and far between, too.
We don't have time for it. We gotta take over this convoy, because this convoy is very important where to go.
My second to last note. No sex. What you're doing is stupid and it's not going to work. At least Hero is smart enough to see that. Fighting this war is for peace is like fucking for virginity. And at least sex was smart. At least sex was smart enough to use the hologram, just in case Hero decided to shoot just this once.
I mean, it should have been a holograph room with a glass window. Like, haha, I tricked you. Yeah. Well, you couldn't, though, because Relina was in the room, and he said, please, Relina, survive this. So, very clearly, would have been a dick move on his part. I don't know. I'm not off board with Zex's opinion here. The
just
idea
cause
is
so
to
much
make a
suffering.
war so horrific that nobody will ever want to fight again. And the idea is that the whole, no, we can't do a duel because everybody needs to be involved. Everyone needs to be involved so that everyone's hands are in on this. We need everybody to lament this for generations.
I mean, that's counting that everybody will, in fact, feel lament and not burning rage.
I think the idea is that everyone is supposed to
depression.
lose. That's why. Like, there can't be any winners, because if there's any winners, then no one's going to learn the lesson. This has to be a lesson learned.
Yeah,
One.
I don't. Still, I think it's pretty.
We call that lesson learned 1. It's the first lesson learned.
And my last comment. We went from plot hammers to anvils and now to plot asteroids. And Lady Yon lived to boot.
Well, we knew that was coming, though. That's not a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, not only they have the Win Zero available. The 01, not 0. 01 available, fixed up, nearby where she was alive. And she just woke up. It's like, oh my God, they're going to kill Trace. Okay, I'm going to have to rush from the hospital, which she's been in coma for what, a month or so? So, she hasn't
I
eaten.
don't think so.
She hasn't exercised.
Different commenter told us what the span of the show was.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's actually been that long. Stuff just happens at hyper speed.
3 months.
So it's probably been like a month. And I don't know. I think you're leaning on the element of her, like, muscle should be atrophied and everything like that. Like, not for a month. People massaging you and people massaging your muscles and everything like that. You should be like a little weak, but I think you could pick it up pretty quick. I think the element is that there wasn't any orderlies around or anything that would notice her missing, or a person going down the hallway.
Or security around the base where she would go and dress like what? With a nightgown, right? I guess. I don't know. We don't even see her.
I mean, I think it's more likely that the orderlies in the hospital would catch you before the people outside the hospital would catch you. Because again, should people go? I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's the only patient in the hospital.
Which means all the orderlies would
No, I'm going the opposite way with this. That you're saying, like, there should be so much on her. I'm saying that maybe they didn't put a lot of people there. She's the only one there, so there's just enough people to take care of her.
Yeah.
I've been in a position before where the wing of the hospital that I should have been in was crowded, and they put me in a different place and then just fucking lost me. Like, so I'm like,
that can happen.
Yeah, I'm in a place where, like, oh, sorry, we didn't realize that you were over here, so we, have to find you first. So the element that he might have been like, oh, she needs special attention, and they put her in a place off of everyone else, and she's just easily escaped from that place because no one's there.
And then ran or drove to wherever the Win Zero, the 01 was, got into it, rocket into space by itself, I guess, because we don't see a booster.
I think we see a chemtrail.
Yeah,
but which would make you think a booster, but I don't know. Also, no.
Every time they want to go to,
it's the transformation mode. I guess the transformation mode could have always gone into space.
Yeah, but every other time it's like, no, we need to get a transport or a shuttle to go to space.
Yeah, but I don't think we've ever seen him do that. Like, we've seen him on a transport, but we've never seen him be like, oh, we have to. I think it's the element that he joined in with other people.
Okay, so
and also we saw those two guys talking about how they repaired it for like no goddamn reason. But
and brought it right here for this right person.
Well, maybe they repaired it here, but they don't actually I don't remember if they ever told us what base this was. And for all we know, this is Lake Victoria, which they just fucking do everything.
Rockets into space, and then finds Trace just at the nick of time where the beam is about to hit him. The beam hits her instead, destroys most but not all of Win 01, saving their lives together.
I would argue that finding Trace isn't the problem. He's literally out in front, told everyone to stay back, so he's literally the only one out there doing anything. It's the element that her getting hit by, you said most of the beam? She got hit by the whole fucking beam. She pushes him out of the way. She's in the whole thing, because it hits the spot where he was, and you can't see her at all. And the only thing that survives is the top, right? So conceivably, if he's above it and looking down at her, if the top part of her was above the beam, you should see it. So she's all the way in the beam. So it's weird that it only destroys the bottom half, and the top half is just around as though it wasn't in the beam. Clearly was. You didn't animate it. Your budget-saving thing, let's not animate the thing because it's in the beam, tells us that it was in the beam. Yeah, I mean, it's not disagreement. I'm agreeing with you. Just the element of them rallying against the artists. I don't know. Sometimes there's those things in anime that I'm noticing these days, which is like, I see what you're doing here. The element of like when one person's talking, the other person turns into a statue. We can only animate the mouth on that guy, not the mouth on both guys. So you tell like real good quality anime of an era of this kind of era is when two people can move at the same time. Or, anime that came out like 3 years ago, and I'm like, everyone in the background turns into a statue. Everybody. Like, people that are having conversations are just...
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Dr. Stone start? Like, what are we doing? I thought this was a modern show.
Yeah, those were my notes.
Oh, those were our notes.
I mean, I finished
the whole note section. Yeah, the whole note section wasn't just your notes. So I just had to wait for you to finish. I got to the finish line first.
Yes.
So just thinking about this is a race. This is how I describe a relationship with a woman. I finished first. I win. Try harder next time.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. That's a whole lot of kiddie-kaboom right there.
Sorry. There's a joke. There's a better joke there, and my mind couldn't get to it. If only I came first.
Well.
All right. Well, I guess nothing left to do but hop on in and see where we go with the Pen ultimate episode of Gundam Wing.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
As always, we got to talk over this part of the video because, well, YouTube being what it is.
Yeah, no reason to risk it for an opening song that you can listen to on your own or on your own.
Yeah.
I was going to say on the Patreon, but technically it's the same recording, so we were talking over it there too.
What's the matter? Yeah. 1985 Sunrise. It's interesting.
I did watch a YouTube short the other day, literally doing the top and down comparison of this and the 30th anniversary thing that we watched.
Yeah. I've seen it a couple of places, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just interesting for the things that get replaced, like Wu Fei's wife in a shot.
Was not in the original, yeah.
Well, because they never cover it. I wouldn't know that Nataku was Wu Fei's wife's name.
Yeah.
But then again, sorry, it's the element we got too much to cover. We can't throw in everything from the manga. I hope there's a whole fucking chapter of the manga that's literally what happened to that fleet.
Oh, yeah, talking about the aircraft carrier.
Yeah, the aircraft carrier fleet. What the fuck happened to it? Like the flotilla, I guess. Whatever you want to call it.
Mm. Yeah, which, by the way, one person could drive an entire aircraft carrier, I suppose.
So I could have sworn, I understand why it's not here, that after the opening, there was always a sponsored by thing that was also being played with the background music.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just a toonami thing. Oh, it's Trace's final solution.
Asshole, you were the one who brought the horrors of war to the Earth in the first place.
I don't think you can bring that on him. Mankind's been fighting each other since the first monkey picked up a rock. Yeah, wearing Zex's old uniform. Oh, shit. Sorry, I've been recording in the Universal Century overlay this whole time.
Oh, okay.
I made that weird Zex's old uniform comment, and I looked over and was like, that's not the right uniforms.
Not the right uniform.
Only 120 minutes into the recording time. There we go. Quick switch over. Now we're back in the right one. Not really. Generally, every beam saber and can cut through a whole colony now. That's not true. Zex isn't a dictator. People are willingly doing everything he says. They recruited him.
What?
But wouldn't he, though? If you protect his sister, wouldn't he think he owes you something? I mean, he wouldn't, but
yeah, I guess so.
you would think he would, though. And if you married me, you'd be family. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
I think the best way for you to get back access is you kissed me. What? It did, just like an episode ago. Also, did we not even cover the fact that it shot at Trays and the MO2 asteroid, which is in front of the Earth? So somewhere on Earth got hit last episode?
Yeah, some random farmer's house with
some of those dolls are manned for some reason. We know that.
yeah.
Man, if only we had a space platform of equivalent size.
Like the Prismelian, yeah.
The thing we're on.
But that would be crazy. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, that console does.
Look at it like a nook with a lot of little booklets in it instead of
maybe. I mean, there was a thing on top of it, an arrow pointing that way. It's like, what? After you fought them multiple times? Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
Didn't we restrain you?
Really not.
Wasn't broken.
No, it breaks every time they shoot.
No, they didn't. It broke the one time they shot it. They didn't say it was broken this time. They said it took 140 minutes to charge this time. I think they've conflated two different episodes.
Said that it breaks. It
broke the one time because Dorothy fired it when it wasn't ready. She prematurely fired it and it fucked up. This time they didn't say it was broken. They said it took 140 minutes to recharge. Because I commented that was more than the runtime of the show. Or the remaining episodes of the show. Apparently, for some reason, that Virgo winced before it hit it, even though it's just an AI. Not true.
I mean, that is true.
Legitimately, I do think that might be Zex's old suit. I don't remember what she normally wears.
I don't think she was wearing much of anything except that hospital gown before.
Zex's old suit had the tassel things on the shoulders, and I don't remember if she had that or not. Well, I want them for their shielding units, that's all. They'd be right. Well, you were heavy arms, depending.
Oh, using the
So I go back to our old argument, or not old argument, any 2 points is a line. Any 2 points is a formation.
Oh, well, yeah. I suppose so in space.
Sorry, are you not getting attacked right now?
Well, commando unit, they just need to just land and that's it?
Why? We can hit Earth from here. Yeah, let's not forget they also said they're getting attacked on 2 different sides right now.
I don't need you to tell me
Well,
that.
he said it already, like last time when Zex refused to fight him in a duel. That's the right choice. He glazes up his enemies every time. Sorry, it's Libra, but on the screen it says Liabra.
Yeah.
You don't need to circumvent it. It literally is just a supply base.
Will they, though?
There's that panel again. Yeah, it's fucking ramming.
Yeah.
So shoot their engines.
Yeah.
Or, you know, use that giant beam saber to take the whole thing out. Oh, thank God the shield things are working again.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have figured that out unless you said it.
That's unlikely.
Yeah, probably more likely to just fly past her. It's a bluff. And a vision from the epyon, because it's not happening. Because Zex, unlike Char, won't kill the person that he loves.
Yeah.
See another point in Zex's column over Char. He does love me.
Well,
He also
the
went to
thing
my
is that
birthday
in
without
that
threatening
sense-
to kill me.
Yeah. It was more that Lala sacrificed himself for him.
I'm pointing out the fact that Zex pulled back at the last second, whereas Char had no
Yeah.
ability to do so. Admiral Piet much?
Yeah.
Intensify forward firepower. Too late. Well, it doesn't matter.
The big BGI, big booster. Yeah.
Also, you already wrecked your engines once, and you never told us you repaired them.
Oh, they were repairing them in the station.
At the station? What station does the Peace Million go to?
Yeah, the one they hid in. Remember? That had been blasted by
One, that's a
Contra.
colony. Also, two, they never
Yeah.
mentioned repairing the engines.
We're about to die.
Also, can you believe they had a uniform in my size?
Yeah. Wow, that's sweet.
Well, I think you turned the main cannon into a self-destruct device at this point.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we programmed a generic emergency thing.
Yeah.
I said it many times, I just love a klaxon.
Yeah.
Where is that camera at? I mean, really, we spent half the show building this thing, so it is kind of disappointing.
I forgot how superhuman a hero was.
You remember when Zex was getting into the chair on the bridge? He jumps up like there's
Yeah.
like no gravity and floats for a bit before getting down.
Yeah.
Why did that thing have super gravity? to nail them in the head?
Well, no, that's true.
There's like no rotational thing. We don't see the lever spinning.
Or advancing in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
They just float when they want to, and then they don't float when they don't want to.
I suppose they were accelerating. That would give them gravity, but they were. That would mean that everybody would have to rotate to the.
Libra's like me for real. Implying that the Gundams are moving or that the Libra Peace Million is moving.
Both, I suppose. Oh, it's now pink. I mean, I know it's not pink, it's just the color that it.
What? You mean halfway through the show when you all were doing stuff on the colonies? To fight Trays one-on-one again.
And lose again.
I mean,
Not gonna
Buffet is
win.
afraid of Zex. We know that. And as I just pointed out, by transitive properties, Zex has... I mean, Trace has to be better than Zex. Love him too damn much. Go to him. Look, you know I'm 100% on board with the Noi and Zex relationship, so... I'm making fun, but I want them to be together. In a better written show, she would have shouted, "Son, somebody turn that goddamn alarm off!"
Yeah.
They don't have time to spare for that, though. That kid who had a wife. Meanwhile, on the trash compactor level, hasn't worked before. Certainly the next time it will.
Yeah.
Also, he's in space. I'm the god of death. You didn't have to do that. There's a blaring alarm, but I feel like you just made quiet for no reason.
Well, you know,
the one
it's
hallway
still
where
doable,
no
though.
alerts will ever be known. Also, don't open any random doors. They could all be open to space. Scientists? You think it's the scientists? You finally figured out where the scientists went? Hildy. No, she's not here. She's on the Peace Million.
Oh, Hildy was, well, yeah. Yeah, it's a woman in there.
What woman am I forgetting? Was it just a random woman?
I don't know. Remember that she was like those, like a female figure writhing in the.
Yeah, but who am I forgetting?
I don't know. Hilda, no.
There's not that many women in the show. Welcome to the big top.
Oh, bye.
Meanwhile, behind door number 2, a writhing man. Haha, time for revenge. Who I absolutely know about, for reasons. Good. Glad somebody just fucking shoots. Oh, I was right. That was the wriggling female form of one of the old men scientists.
No, wait, they're just talking to each other.
Oh, they're in the room. No, we only designed them the first time. We made them better the second time. I mean, this is the room. That's Duo.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
So which one of those bodies do you imagine this was? Or was it both of them together? Oh, never mind, it's more than 2. I want to say it was the boxer and the used car salesman. Also, again, we crashed 2 gigantic space battleships together and nobody died. In fact, the worst damage was Hiro got a little cut on his arm. The same arm, by the way, that always gets cut.
Yep. But for him, it's nothing, so it's not like, oh, wow, yeah, whatever. Putting all that hair in that helmet is going to be a bitch.
Hey, it's like that shot from Origin. He's looking down. Is that Sailor? And then he got Gurand.
Yeah. So be sure to watch tomorrow. Yeah. Next time on Gundam Wing.
Yeah, I mean, this show is a joke. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's an entertaining joke. It's just...
Yeah. A little too running. Long joke.
I mean, it'll be interesting to compare it directly to Gundam 00 when we get to Gundam 00, because again, I didn't take Gundam 00 seriously when we watched it, which is biased to me against it. But rewatching with you to take it seriously and do our notes and board stuff, which I didn't do the first time around, could
it may hold up, may not. We don't know.
And using Gundam Wing as a direct comparison can only help it.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't get to the Play-Doh faces part.
Oh, okay.
The early versions of the non-remastered version, there's like some shots where people in the distance has got Play-Doh faces, like, I can't remember, Gumby characters.
Wow.
I just remember making fun of it, like... No, actually, sorry, that's wrong. I'm thinking of the non-remastered Gundam Seed stuff. I remember I made the joke to Griffin. That was more recent than the Gundam 00 reaction.
I thought she shot him. Well, I guess not.
Should also be the name to episode 1.
Yeah.
Start of the show, take off into confusion. Yeah, no, I mean, she's put on her Jedi helmet. She's ready to swing the saber. It's literally the Luke Skywalker training with the lightsaber with Obi-Wan scene. He's got a gun out. It's literally the blaster thing, except it's not a ball. It's 2 balls.
Yeah. Hey. Oh no, what to tell you about this episode other than stuff? Stuff happened. I won't say a lot of stuff happened,
No, I think it's fair. A lot of stuff did happen. If you count all the things that happened, I think you could put it into the category of a lot.
A lot, yes.
I think what you're trying to deride it is did a lot of meaningful stuff happen?
Yeah,
and if you have
something,
if you have no investment, then there is no meaningful stuff. By the qualitative properties of the show, meaningful stuff cannot happen. Although I would argue, I in fact would argue against that. The Noinzek stuff was very meaningful to me.
I'm not as invested in their relationship.
I have been from the very beginning, from the tapping swords to I was actually number 1 at the academy, but I sucked a little bit. Well, maybe I shouldn't put that in her mouth. Maybe I shouldn't say it that way. But the element that she held herself back to make him number 1.
Yeah. She got stuck back there.
Also, regrettable wording.
Yes.
But just the element that it's, for me, it's the best relationship of the show.
Yeah, it's the most consistent, I suppose.
Well, no, the most consistent would be Wu Fei and his dead wife. She ain't coming back. But he's always talking to her.
That's not changing. Yeah, that ain't changing. That's for sure.
Well, I mean, it's consistent because he's always anytime he says Nataku, he has to be talking about his dead wife and the Gundam. Because I assume he has just like that level of crazy. Or not crazy, but that level of not letting go. So, I mean, that's consistent. Otherwise, Troa and I'm doing you now. I can't remember her name. Yeah, I was just Sandy for some reason. Because not only does that inconsistent in that she doesn't reveal her feelings to him immediately, then he gets a mind wipe or whatever the fuck, and she turns into a sister, and then he got to come back from that. It's like that's very inconsistent, only because of the narrative of the show. I'm not blaming technically them. Relina and Hero is I will kill you to I don't want to OSX anything. That's not even developing. That is just the same thing, different from different sides.
I don't want to.
Lady Un and Trey's is just simp work.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly he likes her. And then she clearly likes him. But they only say it to themselves. I'll do anything for Mr. Trey's. Oh, Lady Un, you're in a coma, so now I can actually talk about you this way.
Apparently, that's the only way he's comfortable talking to women.
Sally Poe,
unless he's letting babies
Buffet.
die, in which case,
Sally Poe and Buffet, which was for a short time just her pining over a child. Although, granted, she could be a child too. It's very hard to tell.
Yeah.
That Trace seems to be a fucking like the oldest adult in the show, and he's like 24. So the fact that she looks like she could be as old as Trace and then turn out to be 19 for all I know, in which case it's a 19-year-old pining over a 15-year-old. Technically still illegal, so don't do that. But
yeah,
it's
the
creepy.
Second teenager she was pining about because she's also talking about Hero in a very.
I was gonna get to that, but I want to point out for the fact that it's still creepy, but not as creepy as if we thought she was 29 pining over a 15-year-old. Like,
yeah,
it feels like there's a sliding scale there. I guess technically, if she was 19 and he's 15, that's in the age range of legally. You could still get the parents' permission.
Yeah,
consent. Parents consent.
Yeah,
because you need both consent, technically. I don't know why that came out sounding weird.
Because it kind of is.
Well, no, I mean...
even if it's legal, even though it's legal, it's still kind of...
Well, no, I meant from the element that you need both parents' permission. And the tone of my voice made it sound like, God damn it, I need their permission and the parents' permission? Like, no, I mean, granted, you should have everybody's consent in this aspect. It's just the element.
That's how consent should work, yes. Everybody who is involved should be on board with this.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not disagreeing with that aspect. It sets that element of, what's that old meme? Did you ask the other guy in the room?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus doesn't consent.
Well, yeah, I guess that's the thing. But there's always a joke about, did you ask your best friend as well, or whatever it is?
The couple's like, I consent, and Jesus like, I didn't. Like, who forgot you? Nobody, you're not part of this compensation. What the fuck?
Yeah, so you said everybody should consent. It's like, well, I mean, you said everybody in the room
everybody
or something.
Who should be. It depends on what you consider to be involved in the situation, right? That's a key.
Well, yeah, it depends on how fanatical you are about your religion, then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Or even not for that, the same thing. Like, did you ask your priest? That's that thing there. Or did you ask your therapist? Or did you ask your counselor or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, how many other people do we have to involve in my life's choices? To be fair, though, some people have proven themselves to be unreliable. So some people need an extra hand in decision making. Otherwise, they make bad decisions.
Or brain. Yeah, or brain for that matter. It's like, have you considered not doing that? Now that you mention it, I have not considered it. Whee!
I don't think I'm forgetting anybody.
No, not really. I mean, Hilda and
Duo. I mean, that's not consistent only because it exists only like halfway through the show or the last half of the show. That's the same thing. I meant to say the last quarter of the show.
Atra. No, I'm stopped. No, I'm not going there. Never mind. No.
I know you're going to go with Troa?
No. Katra, but Katra has nobody.
No, I'm saying Quatra, and I was like, I'm not going to go there. I'm like, well, who are you going to go with? Troa? He had the obsession with Troa for a bit because Troa sacrificed himself, and he was like, oh no, and then every scene with Troa, but
that wasn't why I said no. Never mind.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did play musical instruments together and everything. They used to hang out a lot.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't have a connection. It's just...
Yeah. Just best buds, They were roommates for a little bit.
I guess Quatra and Dorothy?
Enemies to
in which case, the 2 episodes they've been in contact has been very consistent.
Yeah. Except that is a clear case of like, oh, my ex was crazy. Like, all men say that. Have you met Dorothy? Well, I mean,
she's not crazy. She's consistent.
Consistently bloodthirsty.
That's not crazy though.
Well, most
she's
people
she's not bloodthirsty in the way of I can't feel anything. Let's go to a bar and let's start a fight so I can get some, relief. She's just, I have some very specific views that I pursue.
Yeah.
I don't actually do anything myself. I actually ask people to do. Well, I mean, up until she puts the helmet on, but up to that point, she's just like, oh, you're cute. let me tell you about how these things work and how entertaining it would be. She doesn't do anything, right? She's not like, all right, first thing to do is I got to isolate Dorothy, pulls gun, shoots Pagan. Like, it's like she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Pagan is more bloodthirsty than Dorothy is in that respect.
Yeah.
Dude came strapped to kill a kid. Didn't, but he was ready to.
Yeah, well, but he's a butler bodyguard. Or was, I don't know. I think he survived. He was injured, not killed.
I don't think he was a bodyguard. He's definitely a chauffeur. I don't think he was a butler either. Legitimately, all he does is bring Dorothy places. I don't think I've ever seen him clean or make food. Like, legitimately, he looks stuff up in his own time, which I can't think we can put anything on his own time on the clock. He's real good at hacking, which isn't part of his job at all either. Majority of the time, he just drives Dorothy places or is present on the plane someone else is driving when she's going places.
Yeah.
He escorts her places. He is a male escort.
Strictly speaking, those
formerly
two
in
words
a country
put together,
full of 15 to 18-year-old girls. He was the sole male escort.
Yeah, I mean,
none of these words individually are wrong.
No, that's what I'm saying. That those words.
This 90-year-old male escort in a country full of 15 to 18-year-old kids.
So yes, yeah.
I mean, a very impactful episode in that stuff that happened. Again, you say non-meaningful, but the Peace Million did crash into the Libra, two objects of equivalent size.
Ram into each other.
That neither is actually all that damaged. Like, apparently the engines are out, but it's drifting in a direction that Zach seems to think isn't going to matter one way or the other.
No, the engines can run up. The Libra can be run up to 70%, but the main gun is out. So I
would say the Peace Million's engines are out because they said doesn't matter if they blow out the engines.
Yeah, he's going to try to crash it into the Earth. That's what's going to do.
Don't think it would matter. Well, one thing, we have no scale on either of these ships.
Yeah, that's true.
It seems unlikely that they built a, extinction level event size battle station.
Or try to crash MO2 on the Earth.
That's more likely to me. Although, again, we have no scale on the MO2 in that we've seen it like super imposed over the Earth, in which case that size looks like it, but we also don't know its distance to the Earth. It seems to be implied, at the very least, that it's not being affected by Earth's pull, Earth's gravity. It's not falling towards Earth, which means it must be in a Lagrange point. And if it is, that is some significant distance away from the Earth to just randomly get pushed into it. Anyone that's ever played a gravity simulator will know if you just aimed it at the Earth and pushed it, the Earth is going to continue moving in its own orbit, and this thing's going to get pulled towards the Earth, but probably away from it, too.
Yeah, it's going to curve, also. Probably slingshot. You can't put it too far because it'll
Although,
miss.
To be fair, by all the times that I've ever failed at Kerbal Space Program, if it does slingshot, it will just come back and fall into the Earth.
Yeah.
All my successes at Kerbal have either been crash, or out into long space, never to return, because I could never get any.
Play that one. That's it. It looks like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I used to like watching people who would do the competition to land on the moon and come back the fastest. So you got 30 minutes. It would usually take somebody to get there. Again, I've never fucking touched the moon unless I think one time I just rammed into it because I was able to do that.
Yeah, well, that constitutes as touching it, I suppose.
Yeah, but this is, again, supposed to be like mastery, so you have to land a Kerbal on the moon, then come back, which is beyond me. But at my maximum landing is just escaping the, I guess, planet Kerbal gravity, so that they just fly into the space, and then for some reason, something else, I guess the sun's gravity just keeps them in, and it's forever. I'm no good. I'm no good at it because, there's a lot of real science in that game that I just do not know.
Yeah, science, thrust versus weight versus.
I'm talking about more like apogees and stuff like that. You look at you need maximum thrust. At this point, if you set your target here, you need to get to this going at this speed, and then at the apogee, do this much thrust to increase the, I don't know what you call it. You have your, like, there's a line in the game.
Vector.
Each of these lines has an actual real-world name. Or real.
It's a vector, yeah.
Well, no, the vector is the target of where your, I'm using like words like cone and everything, but the front of your ship is being thrust in a certain direction. That's your vector. I'm talking about your projected line of
angle of attack.
No, here's the thing: we're going to be at this for like 10 minutes, and neither of us can come up with the right words. So I'm just saying, in the game, you have a line of you're trying to get to a certain place, and then at the apogee, you got to do that. And if you like aim up, your forward thrust is carrying you this way, and you're aiming up like this, so your orbital line will expand as you're doing that, and your hope is to get that orbital line past the point where at some point it's touching the planet. And again, all of these have actual real-world scientific mathematical names, and I'm just not good at any of that, probably because I'm just playing for fun and not for learning.
Oh, well. Yeah. So, I think we're done with this episode.
So once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?